Ciao, I'm Andrea, and this is More Than Spaghetti. Today we're making risotto with porcini mushrooms, which is the essence of fall, rich and hearty. Ciao, I'm Andrea Hospodar, and today we are making risotto ai porcini. Now, porcini mushrooms we can buy them fresh just in a very limited part of the season, and they're very expensive and very hard to find here in the United States. But these dried ones are excellent, and what I try to look for are ones that are sort of a very light brown in color and as in big pieces as possible. They just seem to be a little better quality. So I got these in Italy, but you can find them in many specialty food markets here in the United States. Basically what you do, I put these in warm water, stick them in the microwave for about a minute until the water gets really, really hot, and then you just let them soak for about 30 minutes. And right now I am chopping up some shallots while we are letting 1 can of chicken broth, the 14-ounce can of low sodium chicken broth, and 1 can of water. So I just fill the same can up with water. That makes the broth taste a little less chickeny, and it tastes more Italian that way. And as you know, on this show, we always try to keep with what tastes the most authentically Italian. Now, you want to use short grain Italian rice. And I think it's really worth the splurge to go ahead to get the rice from Italy. My favorite happens to be the cannaroli. It just cooks up a little better. I think it's a little firmer texture than the arborio. Arborio is very easy to find though, and I've used it when I haven't been able to find the cannaroli, so it's perfectly great to use that as well. The Venetians and the people from the Veneto actually like to use a kind called violone nano. And violone nano is great for making seafood risotto, because on the seafood risotto, you really want to make it a little more wavy, as they call it, all'onda, which means it's a little looser, so there's more liquid in the rice than a normal traditional risotto like we're making today. So I have the pot already heated, put some olive oil, and now we're adding our shallots. We are going to let those go and just really let those cook. Just a little while. They don't need very long. Just until they're a little bit translucent. Ooh, they're strong on my eyes. Now we are going to take the rice. This is about 2 cups of cannaroli rice. And this is looking just a little bit dry, so I'm actually going to add just a little touch more olive oil. You want to cook this heat up after you put this in to, about medium heat. I like to cook the shallots on a little lower heat because you definitely don't want those to burn. If they burn, just throw it all away and start over. Which is no big deal because you are at the beginning, but you don't want to have to do that, that's for sure. So we're just going to let these really get a good cook on them and start to turn a little opaque. Next we're going to be adding the wine. I just like to use a dry white wine, something you'd want to drink. And this has already been tasted because obviously we've already had much of the bottle. But if you're opening a new bottle, you might want to give it a smell or a taste just to make sure the wine isn't corked, because you would hate to ruin your dish because of a corked wine. Okay, this rice is looking perfect. I can tell it's kind of gotten cooked a little bit on the outside. Doesn't take very long, a few minutes. And now we're going to add our wine. say was about a half a cup, maybe a little more. You want it to be enough to just cover the rice. So that looks good. And the next thing we'll add is our porcini mushroom soaking liquid. This has tons of flavor, so definitely don't throw it out. So I'm just going to give these reconstituted porcini a little bit of a chop. You still want some texture in there, so you don't want them too fine. When the liquid cooks down to where it's getting a little bit dry, that's when you want to add some more liquid. At the beginning, it's not a big deal. You can add more liquid at once. When you get toward the end, you really want to just add a little bit at a time because you need to be careful that you don't add too much. You definitely don't want to overcook risotto. I think that's the common mistake people usually make. Let's look at this one more time. That looks good. I think it's time that we'll go ahead and add our mushrooms back in. The timing of that is not critical. Really, tasting the risotto is the best way to know if it's done. You can tell a little bit by the look of it, but especially when you're not used to making it, I think taste is just the best way. Kind of like pasta, you want it al dente. And it's gotten really dry and creamy. You want it about this consistency, not too terribly dry. You want it to still have some liquid in it. And now we are going to add our cheese. I'll just go ahead and throw this in here, the part I've already grated, and add a little more. And this part that Italians call mantecare. So anyway, that means to really aggressively stir together, whip together the cheese and the rice. Perfect. And some people add butter at the end as well. And I think, you know, that's fine to do if you want to, but since we're always watching our weight and all that, I don't really think it needs it with the cheese. So you decide. If you think it needs a little extra richness, add it. Okay, perfect. I just like to put a little bit of the parsley inside, and then we'll top some more at the end just for a little extra greenness on the top. Looks pretty. So let's taste. The rice still has a little bit of chewiness on the inside, but it's nice and creamy. It's perfect. Risotto ai porcini. A really great taste of fall and a quick and easy dish, 15 to 20 minutes. Buon appetito. Ciao for now.